Well, you know what they say. If at first you don't succeed, make more downloadable content. Is that how it goes? Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 expansions that saved their games.
Hadouken! Hadouken!
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at updates that reignited interest or rescued a game from the clutches of irrelevance. Only ground rule, no fan-made mods. Number 10, various updates. No Man's Sky.
Ground protection falling.
Promising the universe but falling considerably short, Hello Games' adventure survival game garnered a reputation as one of the 8th generation's biggest flops. While No Man's Sky might never fulfill its self-imposed expectations, the dev studio has continuously published extensive patches that enhance the overall experience. Besides introducing a base-building system, the Foundation update added survival and creative game modes, while 2017's Atlas Rises kept up the momentum with a 30-hour narrative. Now, with the next expansion, offering a co-op adventure with your friends, Hello Games has finally been able to turn the train of negativity around. It still has some issues, but at least it's no longer the most hated game on the internet. Number 9, Minerva's Den, BioShock 2.
Daddy's giving you stores and parties!
Living in the shadows of both its predecessor and successor, the second entry in 2K's trilogy tends to be viewed as the weak link. BioShock 2's gameplay delivered in spades, but the story failed to replicate the runaway success of 2007's atmospheric shooter. However, Minerva's Den rose above such issues. Centering around a prototype Big Daddy named Sigma, this single-player DLC has the protagonist following instructions to try and reach the Thinker, a supercomputer that makes HAL from 2001: A Space Odyssey seem like a delight. Boasting a thoroughly engaging plot that holds a couple of genuinely shocking twists, Minerva's Den is the full package.
I am so close to seeing everything. No one will get that away. Not even the machine itself.
Number 8, Citadel, Mass Effect 3.
This is gonna be a perfect place for a fiesta. Hasta la vista, Shepard.
It was a shame that such an engrossing adventure spanning 100 hours ended up being overshadowed by a mediocre ending. While BioWare did release an extended cut of the ending, it didn't resolve all the complaints. Then, BioWare published Citadel, a story DLC that placed a firm focus on the cast. While the main quest revolved around an identity theft, Citadel's coup de grace is a party that reunites Commander Shepard with familiar faces from across the trilogy. Chronologically, BioWare's DLC takes place prior to Mass Effect 3's ending, but Citadel offers a sense of closure that was strangely absent from the base game's finale.
But it's been a good ride.
The best.
Number 7, Morrowind, The Elder Scrolls Online. Latching onto the MMORPG hype train, Bethesda's title got off to a rocky start before gradually building ahead of steam. Due to a lack of personality and perceived ambition, The Elder Scrolls Online launched to middling reviews and seemed destined to be nothing more than a footnote in the series' storied history. Developed by ZeniMax Online Studios and set in Tamriel, the MMORPG regularly publishes new content and patches to enhance the gameplay. But the main reason most players returned was for 2017's huge Morrowind expansion. Named after one of the best entries in the franchise, Morrowind turned a decent game into a brilliant one. Number 6, The Lost Crowns Bundle, Dark Souls 2. With Hidetaka Miyazaki stepping aside as director, From Software's follow-up to 2011's brilliant action RPG amassed quite a few detractors. While the base game sacrificed quality for quantity, the DLC fixed most of Dark Souls 2's shortcomings and elevated the title to the next level. Split into 3 separate packages, The Lost Crowns brought back the intricate level design of its predecessors and boasts some of the best boss fights in the entire franchise. Scholar of the First Sin is Dark Souls 2's definitive version, but the DLC somewhat redeemed From Software's B team. Number 5. The Taken King, Destiny.
We fought to keep our beautiful creation safe. And now this beast has come, claiming to be king. Marasav bows to no one.
This is how things should have been right out of the gate. Perfecting the FPS genre with Halo, expectations went through the roof when Bungie announced the multiplayer-focused Destiny, but solid combat was about the only thing deserving of any praise. While not the first expansion, the Taken King signified the shooter's 1-year anniversary and transformed Destiny into a product worthy of Bungie's name. Bolstered by an exciting questline, a magnificent raid, and a couple of new subclasses, the Taken King took advantage of Destiny's sound foundation.
So we focus on his army. Kill these Taken until he's all that's left.
Whatever you kill, Oryx will replace.
Number 4. Trading and Friends List, Pokemon Go. The ultimate nostalgic trip, Niantic hit the motherlode with its catch-em-all mobile game. An instant success, Pokemon Go was a cultural phenomenon that faded quickly due to a lack of content. Still, Niantic, over time, have made significant strides to increase the game's longevity. Significant improvements include the addition of raids for legendary Pokemon, as well as research quests that set up major end goals such as finding Mew. However, the addition that brought fans back to their phones was the inclusion of trading and friends lists, a boost that helped push the game back onto the most played mobile games list. Number 3. Arcade Edition, Street Fighter V. Remember when an arcade mode was given for any fighting game? Well, Capcom's memory seems to be on the fritz. Simultaneously brilliant and a bitter disappointment, Street Fighter V's core mechanics cannot be faulted, but the launch version got buried under an avalanche of criticism due to a bare-bones single player and a puny roster. Expanding the cast to 28 fighters, Capcom's re-release comes packaged with arcade mode, an extra battle mode, an improved interface, and incorporates any previously released story updates. Even though Capcom has done an adequate job of supporting Street Fighter V, the arcade edition should have been the starting point. Number 2. Reaper of Souls, Diablo 3.
Diablo was defeated. For a time it seemed we would know peace.
Precious few Elite Studios botched a launch quite as badly as Blizzard Entertainment's latest entry in the legendary dungeon crawler IP. Lambasted for a poorly received auction house that drastically altered the series' basic gameplay and an endgame best described as imaginary, Diablo 3 threatened to wreck the dungeon crawler's legacy and put off a substantial subset of the fanbase. Scrambling to right the wrongs, Reaper of Souls retooled the loot system, vastly improved the game's social features, and heightened replayability by introducing Adventure Mode and Nephilim Rifts. For those who abandoned Diablo 3, Reaper of Souls is practically an entirely new game.
The Nephilim will stop you.
No one can stop death.
Number 1. A Realm Reborn, Final Fantasy XIV.
The annals of Eorzean history chart the rise of a succession of great civilizations, each one enjoying an age of peace, the Astral Eras.
Square Enix shot the bed so thoroughly with 2010's Final Fantasy XIV, a decade's worth of patches could not hope to mask the stench. Suffering from too many technical glitches to count, Square Enix was left with no option but to rebuild the game from scratch while supporting the still active flop. Learning from past mistakes, A Realm Reborn backed impressive graphics with satisfying combat, incredible world building, and an engine equipped to do Final Fantasy justice. Starting out as a cautionary tale for developers eyeing MMORPGs, the fact that A Realm Reborn sits among the genre's best is something of a small miracle.
Yet heedless of what lies ahead, he shall press on. Spurred by the promise of peace and prosperity.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.